again will go to the line. He's already taken 8 free throws. This will be 9 and 10. That's all Schroeder and LeBron. They've got to find a way to communicate whether they're going to switch or stay at home. Schroeder switched. LeBron stayed on Kawhi Leonard, creating that opening at the moment foul. Well, Kawhi Leonard recently talking about fouls, and he's won a lot of games for us this year. He's the leading scorer in the game now at 22. He's hit all 9 of his free throws. Anthony Davis back in. Austin Reeves back in. Clippers led by 24 earlier in the period. Lakers cut it to 7. Got the Laker faithful all fired up. But Powell has been pretty unstoppable here in the third. Now 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Good opportunity for the Lakers to throw a quick 2 for 1. James head down, drives inside, layup's good. That's a quick 2 for 1 and a great shot as well. So James now with 16 points here in the third, 19 for the game. You got to find a way to defend.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense. That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover. But they've still got work to do to get the field goal range.
Oh, no.
And the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Oh.
First run of the game here for Damian.
Yeah, you're probably out of there.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, it's Willis. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Kick is right there. It's good, and it's now 3-0 Texans. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The first time out, they had the interception. That stopped their drive 3 points the other way, so now they work from behind.
They do, but he's got to walk out on the field like he's working from ahead. All right, he's got to walk out like, hey, I just threw a touchdown pass, because all eyes on his team are on him. They gain their confidence from the way he reacts, his demeanor, and how he plays. He's got to show that he has confidence in himself.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well.
That X factor what?
There, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Yeah, I heard that. God damn it.
Second down. Wide open receiver complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Playing that DT.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better.
Yeah, well, really play
and in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. On second down, here's Pierce. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Okay, I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Pierce will try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
7 yards there and a 1st down. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On fourth down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Willis out of the gun. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there.
Oh.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First and 10, it's Pierce. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. A run for Pierce out of the gun. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. 3rd down, it's Willis. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Oh, Malik.
The coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The Steeler offense here about ready.
Well, who you got to play with one?
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time
y'all playing?
They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Harris running straight ahead. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job standing in their pocket places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In motion comes the tight end left. They'll drop the throw. Being chased out left. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Give him 30 yards there. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, it's
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. He'll drop to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. They're going to look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Now, this is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing third and goal. So we're at halftime of this AFC wild card matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On first down, Willis. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
It was on my mind.
Pierce now up the middle. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Well, a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here. That's complete to Pierce. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. And Willis keeping it himself on the option. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained. And, in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Willis on 3rd down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They'll run here with Pierce. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to got him the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that they're deep.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment, The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
One quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
This offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
God damn it.
Here taken in by Bateman. He's got the 1st down and more. And he
It
goes
was
down
not.
before getting this inside the 25. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
Yeah.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
They'll look to throw again. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! From 13 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get it down at about the 17-yard line. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now.
Pierce has it knocked loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Cardinal.
2nd and 5 now. Willis. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That's big Cameron Hayward adding another sack to his career total. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Boswell for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial
That's another pick. Oh, shit.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Pack the 60, pack the 60.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Willis. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
On the jump.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Mustang 19. Go.
To throw, here's Willis. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
4 yards there on the carry, gets it back to 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Here we go.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Got it. Drop 60, drop 60.
Willis, 4th down, has to have it. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. On 3rd down, here's Harris. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.